Okay, I was not planning to do a live today. This is like totally unprompted. I was in editing mode. I had my tarot t-shirt on. Like this is, supposed to be a day of rest, the midday Sabbath. But here we are. And I guess this is a good thing in this instance. But when I have free time in between, watching Netflix and eating bonbons, as many would say, as Dave Ramsey would say. If I have a couple seconds, I'm rendering something or I'm just like bored, whatever, I'll do my due diligence and check on our favorite pals in the Hollis universe. And by check on them, I mean drive to their house. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. I've never done that. I'll go on their Instagram and I'll look up, see what's new, what's popping. And I just happened to check Rachel's today and nothing new on her Instagram. There was something yesterday where she was like embarrassed in front of her boo thing, presumably, that
boo thing.
She was recording an Instagram story. She's like, I'm embarrassed now because she was on Instagram. I guess that's not cool with Kez Dark. Anyways, so that's the only update she's had on Instagram in a while. So then I was like, you know what? I haven't checked her YouTube. And she has not posted in 3 weeks. And I was like, damn, that's kind of a long time, especially when you got a live event that you're promoting. And I just thought, okay, odd. So then I clicked on RH the blog, which led me here. Okay, this is the website. Been here many, many times before. If you don't know how to make overnight oats, she's got the deets, I guess. And then I clicked here, and lo and freaking behold, as our friends would say, the website, RachTalkLiveTour.com is totally updated, like completely. And I think we can probably go, well, if you watch any of the older streams where we talk about Rach Talk Live, you can see the old website. Basically, it looked like, it was like gray background, it was very, very simple and had 11 cities listed. And you could click on each city and it would bring you to either a Ticketmaster page or the venue page. And you could go through and just see like what tickets were available. That was like the basics of the information. And then there was a Vimeo video where, and we don't have to watch it, but the video that used to play, which one was it? I think it was this one, or at least a part of this one. And, sorry. And basically it was, her talking about what the tour was going to be like. And it was, where is it? Oh, this part. Okay, when she's sitting in the suit, in the Ellen suit. And she's kind of doing like this is what it is. We're going to this city, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be amazing. Are we going to cry? Yeah. Are we going to laugh? Of course we are. Are we going to like poop our pants and pee-pee ourselves? Yes. This is a Rachel Hollis event. She doesn't say that exactly, but that's what she was thinking for sure. And that was embedded on the website. That was it. It was like bones. What do you call it? Like, bare bones was pretty scarce there. So, okay. So that was what was on the website. Now you go on the website. I think it's not done. It looks like it might've been published before it was supposed to. So, if it goes offline midstream, Dave Ramsey's either at it again or, Rachel's team and herself have like made this error, but it's not polished. Let's just say that it's not polished, but okay. Without further ado, there's obviously some text up here that I can't see. I don't know if it matters if I zoom out or not. Let's see. No, that makes it worse. Okay. If I zoom in, weird. Okay. So there's obviously some web issues, but this is what it says fully. Rachel's live and only in-person event of the year. So that's new tea. Not that I expected her to have any more live events, but I guess they're putting a stamp on it, like proclamating, like there's no Rise conference coming. Thank you, Nafisha Taineta. Thank you. There's nothing new coming this year, live event wise. So no more Rise, no Rise being planned. I think that's no duh, obvious, but just in case, get that scarcity mindset going. Like, people want to see Rachel in person. You better buy one of these, tickets. So here she is outside in LA. Okay, so now it's going to explain a little bit better, which is one of my chief complaints with this event coverage has been like, what the heck is this? It's 2 hours. She's like, it's 2 hours. I think it's like 2 hours-ish. So you don't even really know the time commitment, at least when she was first doing the announcement. She said, like I said, she's like, it's going to be let's just watch a little bit just to remind ourselves what this was supposed to be and see what it is now.
Hold on, my nose is running. That's sexy. I have lost the ability to use words. Burp, burp, burp. So what am I not saying? How can I say this? This fall, I am so excited to bring Rach Talk to your city, assuming that you live in one of these cities, which are.
Okay, so then she revealed that on June 13th,
boom,
all the cities, which we can talk about in a second.
That's it. That's the places that we're going. So join me for the Rach Talk live tour, where I sit around in the theater in your town, drink caffeine, and talk about random things. Feel like you have it, Jack? Great, because it's f***ing hot. We just...
She curses. Okay, so she was going to sit around in your town.
The ability to use words. Burp.
And drink caffeine and talk about random sheep. And I thought she talked about more about what it is, but maybe that's on the other video that was on the website. Anyways, okay, doesn't matter. That was the basics. So, that was part of her first ever vlog. Sorry, not first ever vlog. First summer vlog of this year. And she did one more vlog and then never returned to, to making vlogs. Because this right here, you see over here, I'm blocking it, sorry. This one right here with her in the purple suit, it doesn't show up my cursor, but count down. I'll put myself over it. Boop, this right here was the first one. And then she did one more that was like our first week in Hawaii. And then that was it. We got 2 summer vlogs. And these at the top are all Rachel They are Rachel Hollis podcast episodes just that are recorded. So there's been a lot of turmoil is what I'm trying to say. So let's go back to the website. Originally it was supposed to be, I'm sitting around drinking caffeine, talking about random things. Now it's much more structured. And there's a new video that I have not watched yet because I was like, I need to get online, get on this live immediately to bring everyone up to date because I feel like I just stumbled upon some tea. So now it's about the courage to reach for more courage. I don't know if that was intentional to use the word courage as a slap to Dave Hollis, as his book is called Built Through Courage. And if you have not heard about that one, I reviewed it on this channel. You should go watch that because it was a lot to read, and I would love for you to view it and making it more, making use of me spending, time reading that book. Anyways, the community to help you get there. Okay, so that's what you're getting now by going to this 2-hour on the road, sitting around. So basically, you're going to be courageous and have community by sitting around watching Rachel Hollis drink caffeine and talk about random things. Who knew? Okay. So it says what to expect on tour with Rach. And then we got Rachel Hollis live tour. So again, Rach Talk is a series. If you're not familiar with the Hollisverse, you're going to be like, what? I don't get it. And I don't really get it either. I don't think they get it. But just so we all know, Rach Talk is a segment that is predominantly on YouTube that it's part of the larger Rachel Hollis brand. Now, Rach Talk was where she would let loose and just talk about The Rock, talk about her new boyfriend's kiss, talk about drinking vodka. And once in a while, she tried to mix it up a little bit here and there. She would do like a recipe segment. That didn't really last. Then she did, movie reviews, documentary reviews, whatever. She makes fun of her children going through hardships. It's a potpourri of Rachel Hollis content. So that's Rach Talk, and it's a YouTube series on her YouTube. So she was going to take that on the road. That was how this was originally branded, Rach Talk Live, right? And that was supposed to be a fun environment, just like chill, like a meet and greet, like one of those conventions where like you're going to meet the creator. That's what I envision. Like it's not structured. It's sort of like, hey, let's come and hang. You know, a big part of the VIP experience, which was $250 plus, depending on what city you went to. We're buying tickets in, it was to get a photo with Rachel and to go backstage with her, or like at least a photo. And then I think you got access to buy her merch early. You know, who would pay that for that? I don't know, but you know, whatever.
You are privileged AF.
If you are privileged AF, you might be able to just drop that cash. But anyways, now from this video, just from like the thumbnail that's on it, it's being branded as Rachel Hollis Live Tour. It looks much more like an Oprah type thing, or like what's the other Rachel? I went to the show as an audience member once. Rachel, what's the girl's name from, or woman's name from the Food Network? Rachel. I guess it's just called Rachel, but Rachel Ray. It looks more like a Rachel Ray style type thing, like. I don't know. It just looks more generic. Okay. So let's watch the video.
5,
to see what to expect.
4, 3, 2, 1!
It's counting down.
Does anyone know who I am?
Wait, okay, sorry. Let me get the heck out of the way here. And I love Drew Barrymore is reading that book, Girl Wash Your Face. I mean, that was a long time ago, I think, but I have comments. Okay, let me go back so you can see. And hopefully this song doesn't get me shut down.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1! Does anyone know who I am?
Someone know who I am. Probably not. 6 million books sold. One of the most successful motivational speakers in the world. What is that? 3 years ago. Over 1 million podcast downloads.
Most people I know feel disconnected from that North Star that they had pre-COVID. I want to reconnect you with your vision for your life. And I think that this universe is here just like, babe, we got all this for you. You are surrounded by love and community no matter what happens. I think the reason it's on your heart is because you are supposed to be the change that you want to see in the world. Right now, the hard season, right now, post-divorce, right now, you've lost someone you love, right now, you're out of work, right now, you are being guided.
You are stronger than you know, and in those dark moments when you think things couldn't get worse.
Okay, this right here, just so we know, and I'm going to go back and read some of the text that's on screen, but we're just getting the full experience right now. This one is the one that I had visited or went to virtually, where this woman is speaking right now, and there was like, you know, according to at least one person who was there, 40 people in attendance. So it is updated footage.
You rose up and rise to the occasion.
Yes, you did.
I feel empowered here. I feel like I can go home and empower other women.
We are all the same, and if we really band together, we honestly could do anything.
It's so positive. The energy is undescribable. So crazy that you can come to an event like this and feel so much better about yourself, but it's like real.
I am a leader.
Hell yeah. Okay. Yes. If we could just let go of the idealism that we have about the way we're supposed to be, we would actually become the women we want to be.
My future 5 years from now, 10 years from now self is counting on me right now.
If you want to make a change in your life, whether it be big or small, this is for you.
We think that we need things or money or cars or a house or something. Someday when COVID's over, someday when my business takes off, someday when I make $1,000 more, someday, you already have everything that you need. There are not a lot of places where you can go, number one, and just be totally pumped up by the people around you. Just leave on fire, have your cup filled back up. But number two, I want to reconnect us to each other.
Okay. All right. So my first thoughts on this are, it was a lot of old footage, and it's not even almost sad. It is sad. And if she wasn't such a brat and did Toiletgate and refuses to take full responsibility for it still to this day, still, stands behind what she said, or says like, my intention was good, so therefore I shouldn't be judged. The stuff that I just cannot forgive her for, I always hold space in my brain, in my life, to forgive her for what has been done. But every interview I listen to that she gives, everything that she's said in the aftermath of this, has not lived up to my expectations of an exceptional apology. And so I watch this and I have my feelings of like, ooh, this is sad. She doesn't realize this is gone, in my opinion. Like, those big arenas filled with women crying and hugging and just like obsessed with her, that's not happening anymore. Without some sort of big reinvention, without some sort of huge change, I think, because the ticket sales, as we're about to talk about and show, just have not reflected that. The Rise used to sell out in minutes. Now it's been, the dates came out in June, or the tickets went out in June. It's now August. What are we in? Almost September. One more day until September, and she's having to cancel cities. At first, like when they pitched this, it was like, oh, if there's more if this does really well, we'll add more cities. It's like no one in their right mind, except the Rachel Hollis team and Rachel Hollis herself, thought that this was going to be successful. Like, if you're on the Reddit thread, if you're on the internet, if you've read the hit piece, or not even a hit piece, I think that's like a stupid term, but like the negative piece from the New York Times, from anything that's been covered in the last 2 years, I mean, there's nothing left of her brand. And she's tried to do the spirituality change, hasn't really worked. She's tried to do post-divorce lady, thing, hasn't really worked. She's tried to do this, I have the perfect relationship now that I've gotten rid of Dave. Now I have the perfect relationship. And, I don't think that's going to work either. So it's sort of sad to hold on to memories from 2018 so tightly and just be like, it's almost like, how she always talks about like, my dreams are so big. I'm looking for the future. I'm going to plan my future. And you sort of know as a viewer, all of her biggest dreams are in her rear view. At least right now, the dreams that she seems to keep having, like, oh, I want to be a mogul. I want to be this and that. It is sort of sad in that way. But at the same time, she could have done 20,000 different things to not be in this situation, and she refuses to because she's stubborn. So there you go. Those are my soliloquy about it. Okay, so I just want to go through some of these texts. So it just says she's a 3-time New York Times bestseller. She's one of the most successful motivational speakers in the world. But she's only given one talk from what I know of in the last 3 years maybe, at the ClickFunnels, or as Rachel K likes to call them, Dick Funnels conference. And it was like a room of 50 people, it looked like. So that's, successful, in the past, significantly in the past. 100 million podcast downloads, super impressive. I just don't think that people are actually listening to it anymore. I think she had a huge rise, no pun intended, 2 years ago when Rise was big, and the Rise Together podcast was happening, going, everyone was into it. And then when the divorce happened, when Toiletgate happened, a lot of people probably just kept it on their podcast, app like I do. It just downloads automatically. And I think that counts as a download. I could be wrong. Maybe people are engaging with it. Who knows? I highly doubt that it's still as successful as it, was at one point. Okay. So here we go. So for the first time ever, we're bringing the motivation to you. Okay. So it's very highly on the motivation stuff and the getting in your face and telling you the truth, girly. And people are just crying and laughing and having fun. And here's the part that I think is interesting. But first, thank you, Laura F. Thank you for that super sticker. I appreciate that. And I should have played this earlier, but as we continue,
Get your hearts ready.
to talk about
Me.
who
Most people won't get up at 4 a.m.
I hate cold water.
and is.
I am not problematic.
I didn't really set those up well. But yeah, that's our girl. And thank you, Laura. I appreciate that. So now the instead of like talking about random things, going on tour is so exciting and the positive energy vibes, we're actually going the opposite way, which I think is probably smarter. I think it's too late. At this point, it's too late. But she's now going to capitalize on if you're feeling lost, if you're like struggling post-COVID, if you're going through a divorce like me, if you're at this place in your life, you're at a crossroads. And if you remember, if you're a longtime viewer of this stream, Rachel Hollis, according to documents I found online, she copyrighted something like choices at the crossroads or something around those lines, like about at the crossroads, courses at the crossroads. And she was supposed to do some sort of online coursework and online coaching around being at the crossroads of your life. Now, I've never seen that come to fruition at this point. It hasn't showed up anywhere that I can see publicly, but she did file, legal paperwork and paid money to copyright that concept. And so maybe this is like, they're just going to elevate to that where it's like, okay, instead of Rachel Hollis, the old woman that you loved and were obsessed with because she is so positive, she's the most positive person you've ever met. And she was also
The best, goodest, good girl you ever met in your life.
we're going to get rid of that. And now she's going to be the woman who is going to battle back from divorce and from haters online, which, okay, we're about to show you that too. Okay, so it says, for the first time ever, Rachel Hollis is bringing the powerhouse motivation, heart-centered encouragement, intentional networking. So I don't know how you're supposed to network in a theater. These aren't like ballrooms of hotels. So I don't really understand. Like, you're supposed to like go like this, like in your chair, like, hey, yeah, I have a bakery in Cincinnati. Yeah, cool. Or what? I don't know, just logistically how that's supposed to work. But because the only people who get to meet and mingle at first, I thought, were the VIPs. But maybe they're going to open it up to everyone since they didn't sell enough tickets. Okay, so it says, for the first time ever, Rachel Hollis is bringing all that stuff, blah, 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 of her Rise conferences to different cities throughout the U.S. Okay, tour begins. You know how I love that. Tour begins. How about the tour? Our tour, her tour. Begins September 30th. The city lineup. So there's no how many, because at first it was like 10 city. Then they were like, we're adding another one, 11 city lineup. Now it's just the city lineup. VIP and general tickets still available. Okay, here is the list. Now, if you've been following along on your end on the website, you probably already saw this. But all right, Birmingham's still there. Charleston's still there. Illinois, Joliet, Chesterfield, Kansas City, Detroit, and Cincinnati. So it looks like Indianapolis is, well, actually we can look at exactly what's gone. And I'll show you the old list, which is still on her Facebook. I think she forgets that her Facebook exists, which I also do too, that Facebook exists generally. So we can't fault her for that, but okay, here's the original list. I'll be Rach for a second. Birmingham, still there. Charleston, still there. Illinois, still there. So Indianapolis is gone. So that was October 7th is at least, it doesn't mean that it's canceled necessarily, but it's off the list. And then Chesterfield is still there and Kansas City is still there. Okay. Wichita, gone. Omaha, gone. Detroit's still there. Columbus, gone. And Cincinnati's still there. So let's see. Just so we know. So those are the ones that are gone. So hold on. Let me bring up on my computer. Okay, yeah. So yeah, Wichita, that was when we couldn't see the sales of it. I remember. So Wichita was one I could never see. So I guess they didn't do well. And thank you, Shilly. Shilly says, I just got dumped out of nowhere and your videos have been one of the few things making me laugh during a vulnerable time where I normally would seek out gurus like Rachel. Many thanks from Sweden. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much for being here. I have just one question for you.
What happened to dinosaurs?
Please let me know in the comments below. And I have some new sound bites from our illegal stream the other night. You know what I have to say, Shilly? I'm glad that you're watching this stream instead of...
You have to think instead of sitting around eating Skittles and watching Oprah reruns.
Just think, okay? Just think. But, you know, we're glad that you're here. We're glad that you're here. And thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. And not watching the stream is...
This is just stupid.
Thank you. Okay. Gosh, I'm saying the Joliet. Joliet. Joliet, Illinois. Did I get it? Okay. So yeah. So we're missing, like I said, once again, recap. Let's just zoom out a tiny bit. The recap is if you were, Columbus, Ohio, you're out of luck, probably, most likely. If you were Wichita, Kansas, you're out of luck. If you're Omaha, Nebraska, you're out of luck. And if you're in Indianapolis, Indiana, you're out of luck. So, yeah. I know there's going to be dozens of people disappointed across the country. Anyways. But again, this could just be them testing out the website. Now, do I think that's the case? No. I think it's a conscious effort to say that these have been canceled without saying it out loud. But let's see. Just again, what the ticket sale... Oh. Tickets must fluctuate. Okay, now we're in Birmingham. Again, I've shown Birmingham a lot because it's the first one on the list. So I was giving her the benefit of the doubt, like, okay, if people are going to buy tickets, they're going to buy to the most recent ones. Now, here, the blue are unsold general admission. The orange is unsold VIP. The pink is resale, verified resale, and whatever that means. I guess people have purchased it to resell them. And then the gray is sold. Either one. Sold in depending on what section it is. So here we are. Once again, I mean, I guess the people back here in the middle are probably going to move up, and maybe the people on the VIP are going to be moved up. But again, same thing that happened at Rise conference in Austin, the last one she did, that I went to virtually. I would be pissed, or maybe they handled it. Who knows? She didn't announce this publicly, but some tickets, the difference in ticket pricing at that Rise conference in Austin was like thousands of dollars, if not $1,000 or several $100s between like the VIP and like the next tier down, depending on the seating. And in the end, they were all bunched up together in chairs. So if I paid $2,000 to sit 1 inch in front of someone else that paid $800, I would have been pissed. Now, I'm happy for that person that got to go up, but at the same time, can you drop my ticket sale down? Because what the hell? It's like not that different of an experience if, I'm here and you're there. But so I don't know how people will feel, they bought their front row VIP tickets, and then all of a sudden now Lucy, who paid $25, is now, breathing on her neck the whole time. And just so we know, I know I talked about this before, but tickets were $250 for VIP, which means that you get to sit in the first. So there's different tiers as well, which also is sort of sad because they did so much differentiating on price and stuff. Like $250 was the gold VIP, so you got to sit in the first 10 rows. Silver VIP was, the photo shoot, whatever, photo opportunity. I don't know what they call it, photo op. and then you got to sit in this, and then 20 rows, first 20 rows. And then after that, it was like $27, as you can see behind me, for the general admission tickets, for the NIPS, I call them, the not important people. But obviously, as we can see, at least in Birmingham, I mean, there's, I don't know, I never count, but like 1, 2, 3, maybe 15, maybe 20 VIPs sold. So that's like one per row. I mean, if you wanted an entire row front to yourself, you could have it. Yeah, I think she is delusional a little bit. And I think someone said it in the comments, like, she is being surrounded by people who aren't being honest with her, or are also delusional about the success that she had pre-divorce, pre-Toiletgate. Like, there hasn't been, again, a big enough push to apologize, to right the wrongs of what she's done, you know, in my opinion, with hawking her marriage as amazing. Meanwhile, they're on the brink of divorce. You know, the little drips of information that have come out have made me feel like it's actually just like a typical marriage where they fell out of love after a certain point. Look at Dave, he's a jerk. But like, is there any sort of huge thing that's happened in their life that has caused this, like, you know, all of a sudden this, you know, horrible action has happened on Dave's behalf and now they're divorced? I don't think that exists. Personally, I just think she got sick of him and she found herself in a financial place where she was like, I don't need you anymore. Peace. And she doesn't want to be blamed for that, which I think is normal. But she also wants to like pretend that, you know, she didn't do all the things that she did. Like, oh, my husband and I have an amazing relationship. We never fight. And if we did fight, we'd figure it out within 1 second. Yeah, that gives me an idea. This is Rachel. Guys, Dave is so boring. He works at Disney. Ugh. Who would ever want to be me? But I also don't want to be you, because that would be horrible. Okay, let's look at another city. Just for funsies. Stand by. That was Birmingham. So yeah, got a lot of availability. But she's not canceling all of them. Let's look at Detroit, because Detroit was the other one that she had mentioned. Oh wait, we can't, I don't think. Oh, bitch. I'll just show it because, I mean, you can't see anything because it's her face. But the reason I bring up Detroit a lot is because on one of her podcast episodes, she had said, which ironically, no, she said Illinois was the other one, that Illinois, Joliet, Illinois was in competition with Detroit for who could sell out the tickets first. And I think it was a risky move to try to like make people feel like they better get their tickets, and it failed, obviously. So she like just took down being able to even see how many tickets were sold. But let's look at Joliet. Did I do it? Did I say it? Okay. And so this one, I mean, it looks smaller than Birmingham, but I mean, just like visually, I'm like, oh, okay. Some have actually sold. Again, blue is unsold, gray is sold, orange is unsold VIP. So maybe if you're in Illinois, if you're in the Chicago area and you want to take a little trip-see, you know, you'd have company, a little, not a lot. Like the company of like a high school production of Hairspray. I'm so mean. I'm sorry, but it's true. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. My name is Rachel Hollis. That's her country career. Also, what happened to her country singing? Her country music writing? She got bullied off of that too? Like, I was joking. I mean, yes, I was making fun of her about it, but like, you can still talk about it. I'm still curious. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, and welcome. Kimberly says she should have went with smaller venues to test water. She may blame the team. Maybe she should read her comments for business purposes. Blame ego. I totally agree. I think from what I heard, and I don't remember who I heard this from, so I will say this with a huge grain of salt. May not be true. But I had heard that she had hired like a external company. She must have, because her company now is like 2 people, according to her, because she showed, I say that because one time during her vlog in the summer, the one about Hawaii, she's like, we're all here. And it was 2 people on her Zoom screen. And she was like, I'm at work, we're all here. And it was 2 people. So I think she hired an external third-party company to run this tour. And now that's obviously a rumor. I don't know. So yeah, that might be. And even when she went through Toiletgate, she also had a third-party PR firm working with her. So it's interesting that she had the big team and still hired outside help, and she has no team now, or a small team, and still hires outside help. So why can't she hire people to do this stuff for her? Okay, and let's just like randomly go through another one just for fun. Let's do Charleston. She's been to Charleston before with Rise. Okay, this one's smaller, but yeah, I agree, Kimberly. Oh, and I didn't give you a soundbite. This is for Kimberly.
What up, homie?
What up, homie? Ooh, Charleston. Yikes. This looks worse. Okay, so this made the cut. I cannot imagine the cities that didn't make the cut. Ugh. Yeah, I think she should have. I think she needed to humble herself. She needs to still a lot more. Do what Dave Hollis did, to be honest. Like, go to the library in wherever he went. I forget where he went to the library. It was like Minneapolis, maybe? Like, go to the library in Minneapolis. Go to the Container Store parking lot in Denver, Colorado, and build yourself back up. Talk to those fans that are there. Find out why they still like you, what they were willing to overlook, and how to recruit the same version of that person with other people, I guess. Or ditch this career, because influencing sucks, in my opinion. I'm not an influencer, but from what I see and how people end up doing, sounds horrible to me. And just do something else for a little bit at least. But I think, I think it's admitting defeat that she doesn't want to do. And to be fair, Rachel is one of those people who doesn't give up despite many signs that she could and should. And I think that could be a good quality, but it could also be a horrible quality for, your life. Okay, so here's back to the website. All right, so we're going to find out, if this is for us, this event. Let's see. Are you dreaming of a better life, but nobody seems to understand? No. Because if that was true, maybe you should divorce that person like you didn't. Okay, sorry. Okay. Imagining some big new project, but you feel embarrassed to admit it? No. Keeping your goals hidden, your ambition quiet, and your light hidden away. I do think this is a thing that happens for women, and this is something that in rereading Girl Wash Your Face comes up time and time again. And recently she did a video about something, or she was doing her motivational talk, and within that she made a mention of Dave and how she would, Rachel famously gets up early.
Most people won't get up at 4 a.m.
She gets up at 4 a.m. She got up early to write her novel and also write her nonfiction books before the kids got up, before Dave got up. And so she was telling the story about how when she would unplug her phone, the cord for the charging cable would hit the bedside or hit the nightstand and would bother Dave. And at the time I was like, yeah, okay, he could be more supportive. But then again, thinking about it and also reading some comments too, it's it's kind of rude to wake someone up, especially that person has to go to work at 9 a.m. And just because you want to go and do something for yourself, why does he have to suffer for that? And she made this whole narrative of nobody supported me, nobody cared. It's I don't know. I don't know how that doesn't mean that he was not supportive necessarily. In that one instance. I'm sure he wasn't supportive, maybe, because he seems like a jerk just of a person, and that's a separate issue. But I don't know. I feel like that story specifically, I was like, I wouldn't If Steven wanted to get up and work out at 4 a.m., good for you. I'm glad for you, but I'm not doing it. And why do I have to do it? And if you wake me up, that is kind of rude. Sorry. Can you like do your dreams while like also letting me do mine? Anyways, here we go. So she's like, we get it. Okay, we get it. Who is we? Who's we? Rachel and Jeffrey? Oh, wait. I don't have Jeffrey anymore. Rachel and
Jack.
Jack is still around. By the way, okay. It is so difficult to find a like-minded community who will lift you up and hold you accountable. So, yeah. But if anyone else tries to hold Rachel accountable, fuck you. You have to be in the community to hold me accountable. And now this is the part that I think is interesting too. There's so much negativity on social media. Okay. Yeah, not like someone going and saying, I don't want to be like you. I wake up early and I bust my ass walking up mountains so I don't have to be like you, you unrelatable bitch.
I want to be relatable.
Yeah, that's not negative. That's super positive. There's so much negativity on social media. It makes it even more terrifying to push past comfort zones or step outside the box. You've been living in fear. Okay, now we got the fear mongering. You've been living in fear and scarcity for so long, you're almost wired for it now. Your anxiety is worse than ever because you're constantly waiting for the next bad thing to happen. So go to therapy. No, don't go to therapy. Go to Rach Talk Live. Okay. That'll solve the problems. In the chaos of our current climate, it's never been more important to work on mindset and to do it in an environment with people who get it. We get it. And by we, once again, it's me and Jeffrey, the dog I hate. In the chaos of our current... Oh, wait, I already read that. My hope for this tour is that it gives you a safe space to step into your power and give yourself permission to become the best version of you. X out Rach. Okay. This signature, I'm going to screenshot it for a second because it reminds me of Heidi Powell's signature. And I think Heidi took it from Rachel. And I'm doing a video about how I think Heidi is a carbon copy of Rachel Hollis. So I will save that for later. Okay, meet the speaker, Rachel Hollis. Meet her, love her, live her, live her. Rachel is a 3-time New York Times bestseller with 6 million books sold and 100 million podcast downloads. She empowers others to be their most authentic selves and is one of the most successful motivational speakers in the world, if you are not counting the last 2 years. I gotta put myself here. This is my dream, everybody. Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute, Mr. Postman. This is my dream. Look at that. Am I Rachel Hollis? I love you. I am rooting for you to buy tickets to my show. I just think you're so cute. And also, here, let me tell you about the time I pee-peed myself. Also, let me tell you about my period.
My uterus
as well. But make sure to know.
I am not problematic.
Okay, guys? Not
me.
Oh, no, Dave. I talked about Dave, and the Dave bots are here. Oh, I banned them. Okay, once again. I ban them every second. Yikes.
Douche lord.
Dave, were you talking about peace? No. I'm talking about buying my book. Okay, I banned the sex bots, so they should be
Clear, clear, clear.
Clear, clear, clear. All right. All rights reserved. Now, let's go to the second big T of this stream. Is that if you were debating about whether to be involved in this, I believe now that you can do it online. Hey. Do I look good? Do I look good in a suit? My head size is like a wee bit small for this, but you get the point. Anyways, okay. There's another interesting part. of this website, and it is at the top, which says live class. Okay, feel free to read. Live class with Rach, September 19th at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So I guess we're getting a live coaching sesh of some sort if you bought a ticket. So this is like the add-ons that a lot of authors will do, I think, to pre-order the book. You get all these freebies. Maybe you get like a meet and greet virtually or a coaching session or whatever. This is what it seems like. If you buy a ticket, you get to also do this live class, which is before any of the actual live events start. Because the first live event is on September 30th in Birmingham. This is September 19th. Yeah. The tampon story.
I want to throw up. Hold on.
There's a video about that somewhere on this channel where I went through that whole debacle. And she told the tampon story not only on Oprah's stage, but at the Rise conference virtual in Austin, the one that I did. She retold the story and then tied it into why she's so popular because of that story. It's like, no, that's not it. That's not why. Oh, okay. All right. So you put your name and then you put your email, then you put your zip code, and then you put your age. And then you say what city you're coming from. Now, interestingly enough, I'm wondering if they're going to cut more cities, because on this list, they only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wait, 7. That was it. Okay. Yeah. Just kidding. I can't count. And a blank. So here are the 7 cities that remain. And you can ask Rach a question about confidence, which I agree. Rachel's got confidence. Undeservedly. No, I don't know if it's undeserved confidence, but it's just misplaced confidence. And then you have to upload your proof of purchase that you are allowed to be here. And I love how her shirt says work hard and be nice. But not relatable, should be at the bottom. Work hard, be nice, don't be relatable though. Happy fucking Women's History Month. I feel like we need to watch Toiletgate again. Every stream should start with Toiletgate. So that is the other big T of this live stream. So, hey, you heard it here first, folks. That is it.